downstairs. Do you know what she did? You know what that girl did.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my Halloween Horror Reviews 2020. Now, before I go on, I know that in my review of Paranormal Activity that I stated that I'd be doing these every Friday with one more review coming on Halloween. But due to the positive reception on that video, to which, by the way, I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed that video as much as I had fun making it, I decided to give you guys a bonus review this week along with my review coming this Friday. And for today's review, I'm actually going to give you guys an early review of a Netflix horror show that's coming to Netflix this Friday. And for today's review, I'm going to be talking about The Haunting of Bly Manor, Season 2 of this new anthology series created by Mike Flanagan that was started with The Haunting of Hill House back in 2018. So The Haunting of Bly Manor, like I mentioned before, is Season 2 of this new anthology horror series that Mike Flanagan created. And in The Haunting of Bly Manor, we follow a character played by Victoria Petretti, a au pair, I believe that's how I pronounce the term, as she accepts a job as a nanny from a character played by Henry Thomas at Bly Manor to take care of these two kids, Miles and Flora. And when she gets there, she realizes that this house is not only full of ghosts in a particular way, but she is also haunted by a certain thing from her past. And by the way, guys, this review is going to be completely spoiler-free, so do not worry. Alrighty, guys, let's get into The Haunting of Bly Manor. So, The Haunting of Bly Manor was a show that I was really looking forward to this, primarily because, as you all know, it's no secret to how much I'm a huge, and I mean not just huge, but I'm a gigantic Mike Flanagan fan. Everything that this man has done, I've either really liked or I have absolutely loved. And also, guys, this is an adaptation of The Turning of the Screw, to which I have heard nothing but great things about. And if you guys didn't notice, we did have another adaptation of that earlier this year with The Turning. That movie blows, to say the least. And knowing that it was Mike Flanagan making Haunting of Bly Manor, I was so excited. However, I was worried about Season 2 of this show for one particular reason. This wasn't all directed by Mike Flanagan. I think he directed the first 2 episodes, and he was the head staff writer. I don't know if he edited all the episodes, but for that one reason, I was really worried that this show, that Bly Manor, would not live up to Haunting of Hill House, nor be nearly as good. I'm so happy to say that Bly Manor is absolutely excellent from start to finish. And I gotta say this once more, he's done it again. Seriously, this man is on fire. So getting right into the performances, everybody in the show, and I mean everybody in the show, is downright excellent. From Victoria Petretti, who plays the au pair, I believe that's how I pronounce the term. If not, I'm so sorry. Also, Henry Thomas, Oliver Jackson Cohen, Rollo Coley, I believe that's how I pronounce his name as well. Tia Miller, once again, I know I'm probably butchering a lot of names right now. Amelia Eve, who plays the gardener, I absolutely love. Tahira Sharif, who plays Rebecca Jessel, I thought was absolutely terrific. Also, I cannot forget these two. Amelie, I believe that's how I pronounce her first name, B. Smith as Flora, and then Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Miles. These two, I absolutely loved. If I were to bring my standouts of this season, I would easily say Victoria Petretti is up there, because with her storyline, there's a particular backstory involving her with a particular thing that you guys will notice when she looks in the mirror. Rahul Kohli, I loved him so much as Owen the chef. I thought he brought so much comedic timing. Tanira Miller, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your guys' names, as Hannah Gross. I loved her relationship with Rahul Kohli, and also Henry Thomas as the uncle of this family. I loved his backstory. Amelie B. Smith as Flora, and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Miles. I loved these two so damn much in this show. And my god, can we just talk about how adorable Flora is here? Every time that she said perfectly splendid, I had a big smile on my face, and I loved her relationship with everybody in the house and Miles. Miles' character was what I wanted from Finn Wolfhard in The Turning, because how Benjamin acts as Miles here is, yes, this is a character that is troubled. Although, there is a reason why he is like this, to which, like I said, no spoilers. But the thing is that you can tell that Miles is a good and a nice, compassionate, and caring brother. Something else in particular that I loved about The Haunting of Bly Manor is how the show's plot progresses from the first episode till the season finale. Now, there are only 9 episodes. I think that's one less compared to Hill House. But how the show starts off to how it ends, I could not tell you how the show is going to progress. There was not a single moment in this thing that I predicted, and there were a couple of parts within this plot that not only my jaw dropped, that I literally almost went, holy shit. This show came off more as gothic horror to me. I don't know why it did, but it did. And speaking of the gothic feel, one thing that I have to praise about the show is the look, the cinematography, and just the absolute feel of the show in general. This show looks so damn good. This show has Mike Flanagan's fingerprints all over, from the cinematography, the themes, the dialogue, the characters, from the color palette alone. And one thing that I loved about the color palette is that if you guys have seen Haunting of Hill House, that show has a much different look to it, where it has more of a winter-like color palette. I don't know if I was the only one that noticed this, or maybe it was just me. I just loved it, particularly in the night scenes, how everything had this more of this grayish hue to it. And I couldn't keep my eyes off of it, in all honesty. I love how the show is able to use its atmosphere and cinematography to produce even more scares. This show, one thing in particular that I absolutely loved about the show, even more so than Hill House, I absolutely loved the character work in this season. Now, I loved the character arcs in Haunting of Hill House, but in Bly Manor, somehow the character arcs in the show are even strengthened even more so, and I loved the dialogue in the show. There was one particular part, I don't remember which episode it was, but Flora was giving a monologue, and she said this one particular line that just, it gave me chills. Now, I will get into the scares a little bit later, but one thing in particular that I did love about Bly Manor is that in terms of the creeps and the atmosphere, this show raises the creep factor and the atmosphere so much freaking higher than Hill House. It really does. When it comes to the horrors of all of Mike Flanagan's movies, this is a man that never retreats to using cheap jump scares whenever he gets the chance. I mean, do not get me wrong, are there jump scares in Bly Manor? Absolutely. But at the same time, the jump scares are earned. And every jump scare, episode 7 has a jump scare that legit got me to jump so high up. Mike Flanagan is a director, writer, that would rather concentrate on the characters and the situations that the characters are in. And when he puts that much work into the characters, you're way more scared for those characters, even for the characters that aren't as good as the other characters. Bly Manor definitely feels way more uneasy, and it feels way more creepy, and the atmosphere is so much more full of dread than it was in Hill House. That much I can definitely say. And something else I gotta praise as well is the music. The Newton brothers, I believe, once again composed a score for Bly Manor, and while this one may not be my favorite of theirs, it is still a damn good score. One thing in particular that I absolutely loved about the show, not just about the characters, but the story itself, this season is not only filled with a lot of scares, with a lot of really creepy ambiance, but the best thing is the show is full of charm, heart, and emotion. Not gonna lie to you guys, there were more than a few times that I did tear up. The ending of Bly Manor, I absolutely loved. I loved everything about the epilogue of the show, along with the final 5 minutes. Do I think that Haunting of Bly Manor is as good as Hill House? No. In fact, I do think that Hill House is better than Bly Manor. But Bly Manor is still good. However, do I think there is a couple of issues that I have with the show? Yes, I do. While I did mention that the character work is way stronger, in terms of the scares and the horror of the show, I do think that in terms of the scares, I do think that Bly Manor isn't as scary as Hill House. While the creepiness is definitely a lot higher with the atmosphere, there definitely weren't as many holy shit scare moments as there were in Hill House. If you guys have seen Hill House, that one car scare freaked me the hell out, and there were many moments like that throughout Hill House. There aren't as many moments like that in Bly Manor, even though the creepiness is way higher in the show. You will notice that a couple of characters go through a particular thing, and then when they finally talk about this certain thing, I won't lie, it did confuse me a little bit, and I still don't quite get this thing. In terms of the consistency, there are things that happen in the show in terms of actions, and when you see what certain characters have gone through, I remember there's a couple of things that happened to a certain character I thought, this shouldn't be happening right now. So overall, do I think that The Haunting of Bly Manor is as good or better than The Haunting of Hill House? Not quite there. At the same time, The Haunting of Bly Manor still benefits greatly from stronger character work, the up factor, and the creepiness of the show. The cinematography, the performances are still absolutely amazing. Haunting of Bly Manor is still full of horror, charm, and most importantly, heart. And honestly, if Mike Flanagan continues this anthology show to another season, I cannot wait. So all in all, I'm going to give The Haunting of Bly Manor a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Yes, it's not quite as good as The Haunting of Hill House, but still, Bly Manor is still a terrific second season. And if you guys have Netflix and if you loved Hill House, I strongly recommend you guys watch Bly Manor and get ready for one heck of a ride. Alrighty guys, so comment down below and let me know, are you guys excited for The Haunting of Bly Manor? Or even a better question, what is your favorite haunted house ghost story, whether it's TV or film? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I'm also on Snapchat and Stardust. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links in the usernames are in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of The Haunting of Bly Manor. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for whenever the latest video of mine goes live. If you guys want to see any of my previous 2 reviews, please click on the right there or there. And of course, until my next installment of my Halloween horror review series, I'll see you guys this Friday.